Do business leaders make better politicians? Our next guest says absolutely. Jonathan Johnson joins me. He's chairman of the board at Overstock.com, currently running for governor of the state of Utah. Nice to see you here.
Rhonda, thanks for having me.
So you've never run for office before. You're trying to take on a career politician, essentially. What business skills do you bring to the table that you hope will resonate with voters?
Well, I think there's a host of principles that we apply in business successfully that can apply to government. For example, pushing decisions out to the frontier of the business. At Overstock, we get some of our best decisions and ideas from our call center agents and from those that are working in the warehouse. They're the ones that know how to get things done. And I think the closer to the individual and the family that government pushes decisions, the better. The further away from the individual or family, the worse. You know, I also think having financial contingency plans. You know, at Overstock, we have a budget every year, but we also plan ahead of time. If we don't meet budget, what steps we'll take. And I think the governments need to do that more often, particularly at the state level, where so many states are reliant on the federal government to fund, you know, anywhere from 15 to 40% of their budget.
I actually read that you decided Utah got added federal money since 2009, and you think it was too much, that they should not have gotten that money.
Well, it's not that they shouldn't have got it. It's just that while Utah is doing well financially, from 2009, we've gone from receiving $2.5 billion of federal funding up to $3.5 billion. And you know, if the federal government is going to be good for that, then that's great. But my concern is if Congress gets its act together and balances the budget and reduces the deficit, that money won't be there for the states. Or if Congress, you know, continues to print and spend, that money might not be there for the state. So it's not to turn it down, it's to be ready for if it goes away. It's kind of like a business saying, you know, we have 25% of our revenues come from one customer. What happens if the customer goes away or reduces it?
I think I actually read on a website that your CEO was putting metals away to prepare just in case there's ever a need for money. So that mentality, I guess, is really there, stocking away funds.
Yeah, well, I think it's just being prudent for what happens on a rainy day. And so I'm not saying to turn off the federal funds spigot.
But don't rely on it.
But just be ready. Know ahead of time what we'll do if it goes away.
What do you think is the biggest part missing in the national discussion about the economy right now? I mean, obviously we're watching this race for the nomination on both sides. So what should the national candidates be talking about that really should be echoed at the state level?
Well, I think the national debt is the number one issue. And that affects every state, particularly as they have such a big portion of their budgets coming from the federal government. So debt is a big issue. The other, I would say, is I think we've held down the interest rates for a long time, and they're artificially held down. And if we run into another financial bubble or crisis, the Fed really has no tools to do anything. You can't take the interest rates below zero, or if you do, you're paying people to borrow money.
Well, it's interesting on that front. I mean, do you think rising rates impacts a business negatively? Are you worried that fewer customers will be buying things on Overstock because rates go up a little bit? There's an argument both ways. It also means wages are rising, which can be good.
Yeah, there's no question that rates can have a negative impact. You know, Overstock has a large home decor business, and so with low interest rates and people buying new homes, that serves us well because that's
part of your business.
60 to 70% of our business, and if that stops, you know, there's a concern there. So I'm not advocating for higher rates, but I think the way we've kept them for so long means that the Fed has very few tools should we come to another crisis.
What's coming up from Overstock for Black Friday? We're close to that now.
Well, you know, we start planning for Black Friday and Cyber Monday as early as February. And so we've got great deals that some are being pushed out in pre-Black Friday events, but a week or so ago, our board went through and got a tour from our merchandisers of the specific Black Friday deals they're going to be steep and cheap. It's going to be great.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing those and following your campaign. Jonathan Johnson, great to see you here.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm Rhonda Schaffler for TheStreet.